Alright, like Tony said, I'm not going to use the microphone. Can everyone hear me all right? I think I have loud enough voice that do this about. I'm more of a visual person, hands-on, so I like to have things that could help me step along, especially with our goal this time. With our presentation was to create a STEAM website. So we're going to talk a little bit about that, and I'm going to get you guys all involved a little bit, and we're going to start by looking at my STEAM team. That's what we call it. At Blackhawk, we are moving more to STEAM. We are already involved. These members are part of it. We see we have a broad range of people working on this team. It's not just the tech ed, it's not just the science, but we have the arts, we have language arts, our principal, our team department. We're all involved in this process. So we want everyone to see what's going on, we want a direction, to have a voice in what we're doing. So right now, let's get everyone involved, get everyone doing something. So what we're going to all do, a little poll. Up here on the phone number, if you could text Dale Mall 989 to 747-444-3548. And right now, I want to know how you guys communicate STEM to your community. Now, this is an education license for Pull Anywhere, so I can only get 40 people. So if you don't get on it, it rejects you. If you just share with someone or someone else will respond, or you get a minute to do this. As you're doing this, think about all the different things that you're trying to do for your community, how you're getting it out there. There's a lot of talk about STEAM, and STEM, but do our community really know what's going on with you? Can everyone have a resource that everyone in the district is going to go to get that information about STEM, to get those connections to their school district? So, So some people are saying the school is starting to get that, you're passing out the information through your school. You're talking about your websites that you're creating. You're doing competitions, so you can see how it's starting to build. Main ones are standing out are websites, STEAM, school. It's going to go a lot faster now. Smoke signals, I like that one. That's a little different. Open night, school nights, workshops, class, parent shops. So as this keeps populating, you can see how it's kind of going on. So there's a lot of different ways to do it. There's no right or wrong way to do this. I'm just showing you a couple of different ways that we're doing it now. Now, as a district, we decided that we want a STEAM page to be something that is only going to be that. So it's not going to be confused with what's the football score, who's playing tonight, what musical is. We want this to focus on what STEAM is. So we came up with our address, and we have it ready to go. And I'm going to step you through kind of what we're doing. So our goal is to create and maintain a K-12 STEAM page for Blackhawk. So we started off by coming up with our categories. And the top there is kind of set up like a web page, so we're going to talk about that. So we wanted to first explain what STEAM is. We think that the community needs to know that. They want to know what the acronym stands for, but also what does that mean in their school. Because after a while, people started thinking, well, why don't we just call it school again? Why are we still focusing on calling it an acronym and adding STEAM letters to it? So we want to point out to them what is STEAM and what we do with it. We want to provide them with resources of what they're doing with STEAM, what's going on in their schools, things that they can get involved in, things that their kids can get involved in, open nights for them to come in and sample what's going on. If you don't have a student in the school, then you can see what's going on also, because community members are paying taxes too. They're the ones supporting these programs. So you want to get the information out to them so they know exactly what's going on. You're not just feeding the students and feeding the parents, you're feeding the communities. And that's what we wanted to have, is something that's going to feed this community. We're going to sample some of the projects we're doing. These are like the thought process we're going through. So what things we wanted to include on this webpage. Then we wanted to come up with our own vision. Now we mimicked our district's vision and mission goal, and added some parts in about STEAM. So that what we're trying to do as a STEAM school, what things were important to us, what we're trying to get the concepts over. One teacher suggested that we make it doers of hard things, because that's what we're training kids to do. They're not going to just give up. They're going to try to do those hard things that need to be done. They're not going to stop at that first solution. We want them to continue forward, move on, not brave any situation, have the tools, the knowledge, the equipment, the techniques, so that when they go into any situation, it might not be a STEAM environment, but they're going to be the ones empowered to move forward and do what we need to do. Then we started talking about the schools, okay? Who's going to be in charge of it? Am I going to be the one that's going to be making the web page? Am I going to be badgering teachers from schools to send me pictures? Or are we going to give them the power to put the stuff they want to put up there? Are they going to be putting up different things that they want to showcase to everyone, the things that they want to get out to the community? So we went from there, and then we started dividing that up and looking at, okay, we want every school to have their own page. We want them to have projects up there on a regular basis. Maybe every month we ask at least one project gets up there. From that page then, that the schools are creating, we're going to pull that information and put on that main page. So maybe you're not digging through everything and searching through all these different schools. You're going to pick out those key points about STEAM from our district and showcase those. And that's what our STEAM page is going to do. Also special events about STEAM, if we have a speaker coming in, if we have a new piece of equipment that we're getting. Right now, today, through our grant we got, Blackhawk's getting 2 new boxies. I don't know if anyone's heard of them yet. They're a laser engraver, CNC router, and a 3D printer all in one. So today we're going to pick them up after we leave here. So it's kind of an exciting day for our STEAM program. So, going on to our next step, we're going to do another poll. I heard about FIRST Robotics. Now, if you're already in it, you should be ready to go. This one's activated now, and you should be able to go in there and text. But what does your school do beyond the classroom, for your professional organizations, for your students, for your teachers, for your community members? Is there something you're involved in? What kind of things are you doing? The TSA, it's a good one. I'll talk about that a little bit too. The bots, the Science Olympiad, FIRST Robotics, Lego Mindstorms, Project Lead the Way. Okay, yeah. Most of those are great. See if there's anyone who's standing out here. Expressions. It's working a lot better, by the way. So right now it looks like Science Olympiad and TSA are the 2 big ones a lot of schools are doing. There's a lot of other ones, maker spaces, contraptions. So you can see there's a lot of different organizations out there. The best thing about these organizations is they're going to make the connections for your kids. They're the ones that are going to get those real-world examples into your classrooms, that are going to bring everything back to what you've taught them, the techniques that you taught them, and push them to move forward. So at Blackhawk, we started looking at all the ones we do. Right now we have TSA, we have teams, we have Lego Mindstorms, we have robotic stuff for girls. We do Global Passport, where we partner up with First Energy. Right now our kids are working with H2, a project to help get water to kids in the schools that need it. We do movie production clubs, we do Science Olympiad. There's a lot of different things we're doing, and I know I missed a couple because there's so many of them out there. But these are ones that we picked out as our main focuses. And these are things we wanted to include on there. Provide links to these. Show that the community that these are things that our kids are involved in. Maybe if you had a connection. Maybe back in the day you were, in your old high school, you were an FFA member. However, we're still doing that at Blackhawk. We're still pushing our kids. It has changed. It is a lot different than it used to be. And showing them that they can be a part of that too if they want to help mentor. TSA holds a special part in my heart, and I was asked to talk a little about that too. Right now, I'm currently serving as the Pennsylvania TSA Board President. I am acting state advisor, meaning that I'm the one who reports to nationals about our memberships. I'm the one that every school contacts. Our old advisor retired, and I had to step in place. I'm also on the National Regulations Committee for Rules. I'm on the regional planning team for our conference that Tony mentioned earlier. So I have a big part of TSA in my life, and I think it's a valuable part of our lesson. And it's amazing what you can see that's going to push these kids to the next level of STEAM. So right now, TSA's mission, it's just off the website, basically it's integrating everything that kids are doing. They're doing it and they're learning it by doing. And that's one of the biggest things that we want kids to do is learn by doing. Right now, excuse me, there's 49 state delegations. Okay, there's 2,000 schools involved. 2,300 kids are going and doing these events across the country. Now, not everyone will do it at states or nationals, but they're still participating in it. Even if they don't make it to those competitions, they're still getting these experiences. They help college bound, most of them are 75%. So we do get those kids with those hands-on skills that we need, that they get those experiences we need through working together and integrating these different parts. 39% female and minority representation. At Blackhawk, we actually are a little bit higher than that. We're probably about 50-50 girls to guys right now. We're a little bit stronger than 39%. That's a national average. We see a great influx with it. I mean, there's 60 different events that kids can participate between middle school and high school. As advisors, it's crazy. We can't keep up with them. So there's 60 different events. Like I said, keeping up with an advisor is crazy. And I'm not asking everyone to join and be an advisor, but if you're looking for an organization that's going to help support your STEM program, TSA is a great one to do. You can see all the different areas that it covers. It goes off of national standards for STEM education. So right there is backing any curriculum that you're trying to implement with your STEM. That was something along those lines you needed to do. The clusters on here, they talk about the career clusters. It's giving a path to kids if they want to work some areas, that these events will work with it, and they're all related back to it. They're starting a new part with leadership. Is that something that the government, state government, or the federal government is saying that we're lacking? Is that leadership skills, this leadership talent? And some organizations do a lot better than TSA, but TSA is working to change that now, bring it at each level for kids, so that even though they're not going to the national level where a lot of the leadership programs are, they're still going to be getting that as resources. Now back to our website. Our final thing is we wanted to thank our sponsors. There's been a lot of organizations, a lot of people over the years that have been helping us, that have been supporting our STEAM programs, that have been giving money towards our stuff. Now, a lot of those people out there give to one grant. We get the AIU 3 grant for the STEAM. So they're all giving money towards that. And we want to thank them for giving that money that ends up coming down to us. Without that, we wouldn't have a lot of the equipment we're getting, the new boxes we're getting today. First Energy is a partner, like I said, with our Global Passport. So that's kids are getting real-world examples. They came in a couple weeks ago and talked to all of our seniors, or not all of our seniors, actually a bunch of students, about 70 of them, and talked about nuclear energy. And then they were interacting with them with problem-solving activity. So the kids weren't just getting that presentation, that lecture. They were getting hands-on skills, and they were talking to people that are in those areas and working alongside of them. So it's really cool. So finally, that all came down to us creating a website. Our website is steam.bsd.k12.pa.us. Now, on there, a QR code. So when you start getting your own website, you can start then looking into promotional things. So right now, this morning, before I came here, I said, oh, we need a keychain. So I made a BSD STEAM keychain, and I put a little QR code on it. So at a parent night next time, maybe we'll pass these out. So every parent then will see that we're talking about STEAM, they understand what it is, and they're taking this home. Then they're going to see these carried on kids' bags. You're going to see these carried on keychains going to the gym. They might be thrown on land or somewhere. They're going to start seeing it come out a lot more. Business cards. This is an oversized one. This one doesn't work because I didn't burn it deep enough. But you can see we start advertising that way. So when we go on events like this, and you guys want to see what we're doing, we'll go here and go to this site. So, pull up our site. So we wanted it to look a little bit different. So we wanted to look a little bit different in our school site. We didn't want it to blend in. We wanted it to be something that was stand out to everyone. We wanted it to be dynamic. We wanted it so that when the kid goes home, scans on his phone, it shrinks down to size so they can see it, that it's not all becoming a jumbled mess. We wanted it so that it could showcase everything. So we wanted the picture viewer on the top, because that's the main way we're getting it out. On this site now, we're going to be able to post everything we want. We have our home, what it is. We have what is STEM. We're going to have some different areas. They're just going to be quick things. We don't want this to be cluttered. We want this to be crisp and clean so that when you go here, you get the information you want. If you want to learn more, there's places to go. There's links to move on towards it. So we go down, talking about STEM. We're going to have read more, our vision and mission. We have all of our schools have their own pages now, like I mentioned earlier. So there's going to be someone assigned at each school to maintain their page. So if you want to know what's going on in our elementary school, click on that page, and they'll have an updated page for you. If you want to go see what's at the high school, see what we're doing, you click on that page. Our clubs and organizations, we're still working on this. This is a year-long project. If you ever designed a website, not every glitch works the first time. Not everything's the way you want it the first time. So we're going to develop this, we're working on more. We have the framework set up so we can have a strong site for all of our community. We have our thank you page. So we don't want to confuse it with anything else. We have direct links for all of them. So if anyone wanted to find out more about what they were doing, how they're supporting us, they can go to their website. Finally, I put some little things in there. Those people don't know where Blackhawk is. We're in Beaver County. We're one of the few schools that are out there that are doing a lot of STEM stuff, so we want to show that off. So I embedded a Google map, some contact information, a little bit about what we do. That's what we're doing with that. Any questions? I gave a lot of information.